So, one thing I never played about before motherhood, during motherhood, and will never play about for the years to come is self care. I've always been big on self care. As a mother, especially early on as a new mom, whatever that looked like for me, I would consider self care. Taking a moment to just breathe, getting 5 minutes to myself, a bath, getting my nails done, whatever it looked like for me, that was self care. But even in my toughest moments, and I think that's what matters most, I took it upon myself to take every opportunity to take care of me because, in my eyes, that looked like being the best parent that I could be for my child. It's true, as we know, that when children are happy, we're happy. But even more true is when we're happy, our children are even happier. They're actually probably their happiest. So kids are such a vibe, right? But they also feel the vibes too. So they pick up on our energies, they pick up on our attitudes, our emotions, even our discomfort, right? So that's why it's important to do our best to be the best version of ourselves every day that we choose to show up for them. And self care, in my opinion, is the absolute best way to feel better about myself without having to feel bad about taking time away from my child. It gives me a clear head to navigate motherhood. And while navigating motherhood, self care can be so many things because every mom is different, every situation is different. So, that being said, thank you for tuning in to episode 4 of Mommy Monologues. No, you first. This episode is sponsored by none other than Killer Cocktails, the best cocktail curation business around. If you follow me on Instagram, you can go ahead and click the link in my bio. It takes you to a page that has everything that you need in regards to Killer Cocktails and Mommy Monologues. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, what is self-care? So it's defined as the activities that increase well-being and enjoyment, right? So it refers to any activity that can positively impact your mental, your physical, emotional, spiritual, and even social health. So the benefits of self-care for mothers can include, but are not limited to, the following. It's actually a reduction in the risk of future medical issues. So you have more time to devote to building and maintaining not only the relationship with your child, but also the other relationships in your life that require attention. You improve your self perception. So, in my opinion, whatever self care looks like for you, doing those things and like accomplishing them, that makes you feel really good. Higher self esteem, and honestly, it creates a better sense of self for our children. So when our children see us tackling goals, showing up for not only them, but ourselves as well, that is a positive impact on them. So, what honestly is a good mother? I feel like it's something that's super, super subjective. But as I was doing like my research to be able to speak openly about this topic, I came across a website that said a good mother is simply a healthy mother. And a healthy mother doesn't necessarily mean a perfect mother, right? Because there's no such thing. But it simply means a mother that is willing to do the work that it takes to be her best self. So as long as you are putting forth the effort and doing the necessary work that it takes, whether that means therapy, whatever that means for you, then you're a good mother. You're a healthy mother, right? So I know this firsthand. Some moms become very overwhelmed as they confront motherhood, putting the needs of the children ahead of our own. So self care can significantly impact our mental, our emotional well being. It kind of like helps us balance between our health and our children's health because we can't be anything to them if we are not mentally healthy, stable, and able, period. So, learning to use self care properly can be a vital part of becoming the mother that you want to be. Plain and simple. Several benefits that it can bring into your life, and it helps with healthy coping mechanisms. And of course, therapy. If you feel like you're at that point where you need therapy, get therapy. I was talking about my last episode how it's not that easy, but we're 30, we got like I know so many people with so many good jobs, so much good insurance, and I was talking about how like insurance is not the easiest thing to navigate, but there are people that don't have that struggle. So I would totally say, like, use your resources and go to therapy if you feel like you need to do that. But just a few things that worked for me when it comes to self-care while navigating motherhood, and a few tips and tools that I feel like genuinely can work for other moms. So I have picked up the habit in the last year of reading. I used to like be the iPad well, that was kind of a stupid point to try to make, but I'm obviously still an iPad person, but I wanted to get back into the physical touch of books. And of course, I love my romance novels. I love my like fiction. I love all of that. But in the last year, I've been reading a lot of self-help books or self-development or things like that. So I would totally say lock in on something that you want to learn about, want to know about, or even to extend knowledge that you already have about something. So just a few books. I'm currently listening to an Audible. It's called Self-Care for Moms, plain and simple, straight to the point. Just doing research for my episode, I came across it. It's like $7. It's not long at all. And its mantra is what got me to buy the book: transform doubt into confidence. And I think that that really spoke to me as a mother, because a lot of doubt stems from motherhood, because it's your first time. You don't know what you're doing. Even if it's your second time, that kid's different. You might not know what you're doing again. So I loved that quote alone. And like I said, it was $7. So yeah. My next book will be Remaining You While Raising Them. In the title, I don't think that I have to say why that's important. So I would suggest you guys go ahead and, that's also an Audible. So go ahead and look at the descriptions and figure out what you need or want to hear first. I like guidebooks as well that include journaling. I found it very important to keep up with my goals, keep up with the things that I want to do in regards to myself and in regards to motherhood. So I think that highlighting things to come back to and read in moments of despair, just to remind you, like, this is what's going on. This is a tip you can use. This is what you can do in this moment. And just using that as a tool to just keep pushing. I'm all about the physical self-care. So get your nails done, get your hair done, get a massage, go to a Pilates class, get stretched out, do a dance class, like whatever, stretched out, however that looks for you, whatever that means for you. Cookies dance class, massage by Jody Provocative, whatever that looks like for you, like, get it done. I think every mother knows at this point how good it feels to take care of self when you have children. Like, to be able to even take that moment of time when you know that everything is just a mile a minute, that feels really good. So whether it's from a professional or your companion or whatever, release the tension, get a massage, go to Stretch Lab. I honestly have a friend named TJ. She is an amazing massage therapist. She's also mobile. You guys can follow her on Instagram at recharge.hmb. She will pull up on you. She's amazing. Like I said, 25 minutes at Stretch Lab will do you right. It'll have you like really breathing different. And I think that that's an important part of self-care that we forget, the physical of it all. We build up so much tension as mothers, bending down, standing up, walking up the stairs 25 times a day, doing all this stuff and forgetting about us, right? So I am such a flower person, a plant person, and it's not just a girl thing for me. Nurturing something feels good for me, right? So I love picking out flowers, smelling flowers, planting them, arranging bouquets, watering them, whatever. Giving myself a short-term or long-term responsibility increases my confidence, my focus, my productivity, things like that. And plants honestly have been proven to do the same. Like they increase your productivity. They freshen the air around you. They are literally scientifically proven to be therapeutic. So I would say go buy yourself them flowers. Don't wait on nobody else to give you your flowers, literally and figuratively. So make it a thing. Like, make it a thing. Make it every Monday I go and buy myself flowers, or get a real plant and water it, watch it grow. tie that to your inner self and nurture something. Like, I think I love plants. Like, I love flowers. Another thing that's important for me as a mom is hobbies, right? So you have a million hobbies with your kid. You have a million things that you guys love to do together. But what hobbies do you have aside from them? Like, what do you do if you got 2 days away from them? What would you go do to make yourself happy? What things make you feel good? What do you enjoy doing? Would you just be sitting around? Would you be like one of those moms who's like, oh, this is the opportunity to get everything done? Or are you going to be the mom that's about self-care and feeling like, oh, this is my perfect opportunity to do what? Sticking to something feels good regardless of why you're doing it, right? So whether you're doing it to prove it to yourself or to actually see results, it just feels like that gentle hug that you give yourself when you're doubting yourself. So pick up a new hobby. I'm super interested in pottery. I'm actually starting in May. I'm going to take a monthly class. Seth Rogen is the reason why I want to do pottery, because he be making ashtrays and like I be really watching like over the years, and he has gotten so good. Like, and I just want to do it, and I like doing things with my hands, so I think that would be really good for me. Buy paint, express your emotions outwardly on canvas. Write poems that speak to your heart. Shout out to Boogie. Learn how to skate. Learn a new language. Practice your makeup for no reason. Like, play Sudoku every day. Like, do a puzzle. Open your mind. Like, I wake up every day. I play Wordle. That's how I wake up. That's how I get my brain flowing. So it's like I literally love when I remember to even wake up and play it, because sometimes depending on the night before or depending on what you got to do that day, like you wake up and you instantly get started with your day, or you wake up and it's late and you getting a late start to your day, whatever. So when I remember to actually go and start my day with Wordle, I love that. But when I actually get the answer right, it's really gonna be a good day. Like, so those are the things that I feel like people just need to just find what works for them. It doesn't always cost money. Self-care doesn't always have to be outside of your home. It can definitely be inside of your home. Cook a new meal every week. Work out a few times a week. Join a book club. Whatever that may look like for you, just do it so you can take care of yourself and feel good. So when you show up for your child, you on point, period. Set small weekly goals for yourself. As a mom, I honestly like to prove to myself that I can balance taking care of us both equally, right? So I think that when I make to-do lists, it makes me feel accomplished, and checking them off the list and just getting things done, it helps to guide and organize my day. And I have anxiety really bad, so that really, really helps with that as well. And it just feels good to like see stuff disappear. And you be like, okay, now I can, and I have 2 to-do lists. So I have like things that I need to do later down the line. I have things that I need to do urgently. So I keep taking things from that other list and putting it on there, clearing it out, keep doing it again. I honestly have like 1,000 lists. It just helps. I don't know. I can't explain it in any capacity other than what I just did. It just really, really helps. I think it's important to give ourselves grace and say kind words to ourselves as moms, because we can very much easily get caught up in what we're not doing, that we forget to applaud ourselves for what we are doing. You got that baby on time, to bed on time for the first time this week. I applaud you. If you didn't forget to take the meat out the freezer so you could have dinner on time this week, I applaud you. If you actually got to watch your show live instead of a recording because the kids aren't running around the house acting crazy when 9 o'clock roll around, I applaud you. I feel like it's the little things that matter for real. And everybody's like, oh, not applauding a fish for swimming. Well, I'm applauding myself for the things that I show up and do. I'm not asking anybody else to applaud me, but I applaud me, because motherhood is hard. It's very, very hard. So when I do small stuff, like one thing that I love that I do is when I get my baby to school before 8:30, because they like, y'all know circle time. She's only 5, so y'all know she's still doing circle time. But that's at 9:30. But like that hour in the beginning, I feel like it's imperative for her socially. So when I can get her up and get her out the crib and she can sit down with her friends, because breakfast is at 8:30. You after 8:30, too bad. So she can sit down with her friends and actually like have that social time. That makes my heart warm. I feel super accomplished getting her to school at a time where she can dive into her day and not rush into her day. That makes me feel good. So just a few last things. So don't overthink what self-care is. Literally looks different for everyone. I seriously feel like these are some of my favorite things. I binge watch shows a lot. Like if I got time on my hands, I'm gonna watch 6 episodes in a row. No one's gonna make me feel any type of way about it. I will sit there and watch it. Couch potato. Love that for me. I will order in instead of standing in the kitchen, like cooking. I'm not doing it. I will take myself to solo dinner, a solo date period, whatever. I will go out alone. I will finish the whole bottle of wine and I will not care. I will be like, oh, yep, baby, sleep. And I will stumble to my room and have the best night's sleep ever. I will say I need to do laundry and get in the bath instead. I will do that. I will take a nap. My baby is 5 years old. I will lock her in the room with me and take a nap with all her toys so I can have some time for me. I will put on makeup for no reason at all. I just want to practice. I probably scrolling on TikTok and somebody did a new method and I'm like, I want to try that. I will do that. I'll dress up to go run errands. I'll ignore calls and text messages. I don't care. I will go on D&D for 24 hours. I will go meditate. I'll go for a walk. I'll soak in the tub for an hour. I'll start my day late. I do. I will. Oh, I do that too. Like, also self-care. Granted that my show, that's not really the lane of my show, but yes, self-care for me is definitely getting sexy for my man, for sure. That feels great to me. Like, sending my baby with my mom and getting sexy feels amazing. That's self-care because I already know what's coming. Like, I know what's about to go down. But create a routine that works for you and your baby. We dropped the ball very early on in regards to getting the baby on schedule. Get the baby on your schedule, not vice versa. So I know people gonna hear this and be like, girl, what? Like, no. Girl, yes. Like, that baby, you need to be telling that baby what to do, not letting that baby tell you what to do. And it's gonna be very, very, very difficult. But 3 months in, you'll be glad that you did it when that baby is sleeping through the night. You'll be glad that you did it when that baby's taking a nap at 11 every day, eating at the same time every day. So it's easy to keep the baby on your boob, sleep with the baby. Every time the baby sleep, you don't even care. Like, you don't care what time it is. You're not timing nothing. No. Create a routine that works for you so you can be mentally stable. Because being up all night while they crying it literally makes the chemical, like, the brain, it does something different. That's why postpartum depression exists. So it takes discipline, but the benefits are endless, like I said. When we establish clear expectations for ourselves as parents, it definitely reflects on our expectations we have in our children. Creating a routine creates peace and calm. Like I said, when we wake up on time and the morning's just flowing and it's not like, okay, hurry up, get this, go get your hat, put your shoe on, do this. Okay, we gotta hurry up, come on. I haven't even been able to have a real like chat with her because it's just like, come on. That, there's no serenity in that. There's no serenity in that at all. So create just a time that works for you, whether it's enough time to get ready in the morning, enough time to cook at night, the accurate amount of time to sleep, whatever that looks like, napping when they nap, whatever it looks like, just make sure that you are establishing a clear routine. We always feel like we're in a rush. We can create space and time for ourselves if we want to. So it's like, I have had moments where 1 hour would turn into 3, right? And you're looking at the clock and you're like, I haven't done anything. I haven't gotten anything done for myself. Now it's Tuesday and then it's Sunday and you got to do it all over again. And you be like, I haven't even had any kind of release this week at all because you don't take the space and the time for yourself. I think we need to schedule those breaks. Like I said, my to-do list, I schedule everything. Like I schedule everything. I schedule what day I go to the grocery store. I schedule like literally laundry, cleaning up. I have days like because that's just what works for me. Now I understand that right now I am unemployed, so I have a lot more time on my hands than people who are employed, obviously. So I know that my schedule looks different. I can literally decide to clean up at noon and be done before people even get off work, before my kid even get out of school. So I know this looks different for everybody, but that's why it's important to figure out what works for you self-care wise and do those things. Don't worry about what you can't do. Focus on what you can do, right? Last but not least, make sure you're included in your budget, please. Make sure that when you say, hey, I got to spend $100 on clothes for my kid, that you got $50 for you too. When you got to go buy them shoes, if you can only buy yourself a pair of flip-flops, then buy it. A new anything, some panties. You go spend the 7 for $25 at Victoria's Secret. Do something for you. Don't feel like those kids normally have everything that they need. Usually they have everything that they need, and the things that they are asking for half the time they do not need. And half the time the things that we want them to have, they don't need either. So remember that you like nice things too. Stop spending all the money on those children that wear their new shoes to school and slide them across the circle time carpet and they come back looking like they've had them for 3 months. Buy your shoes that you know that you're going to treat with love and respect, okay? Seriously, don't feel bad. My mom always taught me, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself, okay? So, that being said, mommy's mirror. Now, I believe that children come into the world knowing everything, but they don't know that they know everything, right? So they're so connected to the center of the universe, in my opinion, for like the first 7-8 years of their lives. Then they just start being all kind of crazy, right? But for the first like 7 years, kids say and do things that really make you be like, how do you even know that? The wittiness, just everything. Like my daughter can be so sarcastic sometimes that I'm just like, how do you even know how to do that? How did you know to use that phrase in that way? Like, because they know everything. And then, like I said, we lose it along the way, right? If it's not nurtured correctly and navigated correctly, we lose it along the way. So they pay very close attention to detail, and they pay even closer attention to us, right? That's why it's important for us to take the necessary steps and the necessary precautions to be the best version of ourselves for our children. Before our children, self-care looked like being able to get up, do whatever you wanted, however, whenever, with whoever, and nobody questioning you. You're not feeling bad about who's back at home. None of that, right? So if it meant unlimited hours of me time, granted that when we become parents or mothers, we don't have that me time anymore, but that doesn't mean that the self-care has to dissipate too, right? So certain priorities have to shift when we have children, but not all of them. Once you identify exactly what self-care looks like for you, you won't feel guilty about taking the time for yourself while navigating motherhood. You will make time for those things because they are important to you, and eventually they will be considered priorities as well. So you lose that guilt where you're like, I'm spending 2 hours getting my nails and my feet done. Like you lose that because once you start noticing that it makes you feel good, that becomes a priority because you always want to feel that way. So pour into your child's needs. Pour into your needs as well. Your child needs to be happy, but in order to be happy, you have to be happy. There's no way, I've never seen a situation where I'm not to say it doesn't exist, but where a child was extremely happy, just jolly as all gee whiz, and they had a parent that wasn't healthy. I cannot put my finger on a single time that I've seen that with my own eyes, right? So stop putting yourself on the back burner when we are literally the engines that make the train run. We make this go daily. Every day we get up and we do whatever needs to be done. Include yourself in those things that need to be done. Put yourself at the top of the list, actually. The trickle down effect is real. Make sure what's trickling down to your kid is calmness, harmony, and peace. So plan, create, and make time. You won't regret it. Your children won't regret you. When you feel like you're slacking on self-care, considering putting anything before your physical, mental, spiritual health, I say just think about 3 simple words. No, you first. So that is Mommy's Mirror. I just want to say thank you all again for tuning in to episode 4. I actually can't believe that I have 4 episodes. I appreciate all the feedback that I have been getting. It is absolute love and joy to see the moms that upload me in their stories and tag me, saying that they're so grateful to have something like this, that this was needed. I feel amazing to be able to give something to a community that means the most to me, because being a mom is absolutely my favorite job, point blank, period. So, as I always say, those who can relate, tap in. And those who can't, please like, share, comment, and send it to someone who can. Thank you again for tuning in to Mommy Monologues. I'll see you guys next week. I got to go be a mom.